Hello. This is Cool Silver, also known as Variant Niner Tango 1. I am a Midnight Society Founders Pass holder for their new game, DEADROP. Midnight Society is a game studio that's building this game. I have a pass to be able to play it. That is something only 10,000 people can actually do at the moment. Been pretty much involved from day one as far as when this studio was announced and this game was announced. This is the second snapshot that we're looking at today. I have not really actually played this. I only just got started just to tweak some of the settings, but I haven't actually played the game yet for this snapshot. Now, originally I did play the first snapshot, which was basically just a I'll show you exactly what was in it. But it was basically a shooting range and a hideout, or a place for your character to kind of be and move around and interact in between the actual core mechanic of the game. Now, this game is described as a vertical extraction shooter. So what that means is most games right now are a first-person shooter fall into a couple of categories. One is your traditional arena shooters, which is like your Halo. You have your battle royales, which is typically your Warzones, your Apex Legends, your PUBG, or Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, what they call it. Anyway, and then you have a new developing genre of games here within the last several years, that are extraction shooters, which you survive. It's a survival mode, and you run around this environment and you try to survive and get out of it with as much I want to say loot, but items that you can use in the game, to help progress and to do whatever you need to do, to level up, or to get a better gun, or whatever. So this is classified as a vertical extraction shooter because most games are kind of flat. Everything is basically you're running across the dirt, and you might have a few buildings to run into here or there, and you might only get 3 or 4 different floor height levels in most situations. So you might have a few larger towers depending on the game. Warzone and a few others had incorporated large structures, but we're kind of limited in what exactly this was. This is going to be almost entirely vertical in some way. This is based off of this giant tower in the background, And I'll show you as we get into the game what I'm talking about. But this is the second snapshot. So this game was, thought up for a while by Dr. Disrespect. He's a well-known streamer in the Call of Duty arena, battle royale, even in the strategy shooter genres, but mostly Call of Duty. So he got this idea and he wanted to start the studio and build this game. Well, he had talked about it. They had started building the company back in December of last year. So January, things kind of got moving. They got people hired on. They started doing things. And the first snapshot was about 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago. That was crazy. Basically, well, I'll show you here what exactly we got from that first snapshot. This is the second one, which is basically 3 months after the first. Basically 9 months in from the start of this company that's making this game. And it might not look pretty, but they've done a lot in that amount of time. And we're going to see how exactly it feels, how it plays. As part of this process, and me being a variant or a Founders Pass holder, I can give feedback to this game, this company that's making the game, to improve it, make it better, give them ideas, and it will hopefully become part of the game. And it'll be probably one of the best games out there because they actually are taking people's input as they're building this game, which is the whole point of the project. So, I know I probably don't have any game sound coming through. That is just fine at the moment. I haven't even started to see if my own audio in mic is decent. I'm actually going to do that real quick. I don't even know, because that actually that's not quite delayed at all. That's good. All right. Got game sound. Got my mic. I think we're good to play. So, again, this is DEADROP. This is the second build of this game. I apologize because I'm kind of, having dinner at the same time because I'm, hungry, and I wasn't hungry earlier. Now I am. So, I changed my game resolution and my settings, and they. Yeah, I may have to restart the game real quick. That's fine. Not a big deal. Like I said, I just downloaded this like earlier today. I had changed the settings. I had set my OBS up. It looked fine, but it looks like, I changed my monitor settings to be 1080p instead of 1440 because I was getting a better frame rate. That looks centered and right. So I did adjust my... I'm probably gonna have to play with this some. I don't like the FOV or the field of view on this looks weird the more you zoom out. Most games I like to have like 120 FOV. But for whatever reason that may be, it is not so great. So, I wonder if I'm dropping frames or anything. No, I'm good. We'll see as we go. Anyway, this is part of the first snapshot. This is the hideout. Here, just as before you come down this elevator, or go up on the elevator, whichever. And then you come to this workbench area, which you can... Well, I had already picked up a pistol that was sitting on the desk for this workbench, but this was all more or less done the first snapshot, and it was a bit darker. They refined and polished it somewhat, and so it's much brighter now, but I like this kind of visuals that they have. Next up, they have a indoor shooting range, which you can test out your aim, which mine is garbage. Always has been, and I need to adjust my my overall sensitivity of my mouse. That's always an issue with me. Anyway, there's this indoor firing range, shooting range. And you can, run, go down through here, and jump, which is great. It actually feels a lot better in ways. It's kind of floaty, which I'm not sure about right at the moment still. It didn't make it so, at least on these targets, they're destructible. So they're going to have some more elements that are supposedly destructible in the future. Oh, that box moves now. Wow. Some of these didn't move. So they've refined a bit more from the first snapshot. Even some of these other targets here are destructible as well. So this is all part of the first snapshot. We have yet to see the second, or what's new. This is all part of the first snapshot. Get the feeling here of what you mean by a vertical shooter. So that's at least 1, 2, 3, probably about 6 stories, maybe. Right there is the tower that eventually everyone's going to be playing at. That is what is going to make this basically the vertical part of the game. All this was already built out. This was amazing looking when they first showed it off, and it still is. Looks like they polished a bit more. It actually looks like it's running a bit more because, I mean, it's raining. You have all these different elements. You got, things on fire down here, there's dark, all these lighting elements and everything else. I think they did optimize this a bit. But the thing is with this whole thing is it is also an outdoor range. So you have targets up there, but you also have these targets that pop up. You see one of the same ones that was in the other. You can kind of see the eyes glow in the dark, and it's really spooky and cool. This is all part of, what was part of the first snapshot, which was amazing, like I said, for something that was just kind of thrown together. Well, it wasn't really thrown together, but it was very much, built in a crazy amount of time. There's another one I always seem to miss. Targets. There's 2, 3. I guess that is. Anyway. This is whole shooting range. And you can't go through any of these doors yet because they're locked. That says no. But this whole outdoor shooting range was basically it. Every other place to go. This is still that was all snapshot 1, which was well above and beyond what anyone, or at least myself, thought. And it all looks pretty much the same as this. I mean, it looks highly detailed art, and the whole theme and environment. And they really sold this as far as, what people are going to eventually expect. You see, even with this, these buildings here, they're fairly tall. Who knows how tall this is, because if you go to the edge there, there's a huge drop off. I'm just over there. It might be a little tall. I was going to go through, these are part of some of the other targets that you can activate with. There's actually 2 parts. There's the ones down below and the ones up here, and on this bridge up there you can see them like right there, yeah, all the way across. But I wanted to go through and kind of walk through this originally with the first snapshot, and I never really got around to it because, for one, it's just a shooting range, or at least it was. Now they've added multiplayer, and they added a few more hints as far as what to expect, and what they actually want to do with the game. You see the entire environmentals of the entire game. They built all this out for snapshot. They definitely put a lot of time in to make this look good. So that tower's huge. I don't know how far, even below ground, that thing is. That thing's gotta be at least 50 stories. I don't even know. So we'll find out one day. Because they're gonna make this into something that you can play. And from this far away, that thing's gonna be huge. It's gonna be massive. Anyway. This is all snapshot 1. Here's where we get the snapshot 2. This is all brand new. This door was locked. They did not put as much detail and polish in some of these other things just yet. They did that on purpose. This is what is supposed to be your garage. You see a nice looking car here. That is mine, apparently. And looks like at least a few others that are yet to be unlocked or revealed. This is supposed to be an area that I guess will eventually be a place that, you know, I can do whatever I want with, or customize, maybe put things up on the walls, or who knows what. You know, more doorways that are locked, even in the other part. This isn't as bad as what I expected as far as the amount of they did add some detail and stuff, and then mocked up a lot of things, which is, I mean, it looks really great. I mean, the details in this are pretty nice, but there is a variant guide, which is basically a booklet that they've come out with for each version of the game so far. That details what they're doing and kind of some concept art and whatever else. And this is far from done. You see these grid lines and whatever, and they explained it into a developer stream just earlier today, that these watermarked lines and stuff, this grid kind of pattern, kind of is over everything to kind of show that they're not done with it. They're not, you know, they haven't polished everything. It's not finalized. This car is looking pretty good, and that might be pretty close to being, you know, what they want. My audio just cut out. That's weird. Yeah, all my audio cut out. My headphones quit working. My mic is still working. USB port broken? It might be. I've used port for plugging and unplugging a lot of things. There's back in that one. Let's see if I have sound back. OBS looks like it's good. Alright. Don't know. It's weird. So yeah, all this stuff is yet to be polished and yet to have final artwork or anything. That's going to be inspected throughout the entire rest of the game as they build it. So yeah, it doesn't look as pretty as the stuff out there. I expected this kind of stuff out here. What they did out here for the first snapshot is well over above and beyond. And you know what? They needed to set an expectation and a point, and they did. And I hope people didn't get the wrong idea. But I know I haven't, because I know exactly what they're doing with how they're building this game. They're involving pretty much everyone in the 10,000 founders, which includes some other streamers, other people that play games all the time. You got casual people, you got people that build games themselves, all part of this process. And so, with everyone's feedback and whatever, that will turn this space from this kind of blocky looking, I mean, everything's all detailed out, but they'll bring this place to life. So I didn't realize until I was watching someone else play that this is where the next part of this kind of all goes. So you have your inventory, your stash, which right now is not very big. I actually picked up two different pistols. One was earlier. Move them around from your inventory, your backpack, and what's in your hands, your loadout. This is their first iteration of their overall characters. This is just the first one, just so people can get familiar with how things are. Obviously, they're gonna have an armory, so you can change up whatever weapons, guns, whatever that you have. This obviously doesn't match with what's in your inventory or whatever else yet. The garage, which is right here, who knows what exactly that'll be. The store, obviously, you can probably buy all sorts of customizations and whatnot, and that would be pretty cool. So, here's the part that makes this snapshot great. This is actually a multiplayer game. There's only 18 players that play on this map at one time. Is the proving ground. But basically, it's the start of what this game is going to be. It's going to be vertical extraction shooter. So you join in the game. You'll be able to fight your way through, try to find all sorts of goodies, and either get out, extract, go back to your hideout, store everything away, and repeat, or you can fight it out to the end. You could be the very last person on this map. And if you are, well, that's what came about as far as what DEADROP means. You're the last person to survive. Right now, in the 18 people, but eventually it will be more than that. Out of everyone that did not survive, you get to choose what you want out of all of it. That people had guns, whatever they picked up as far as items, eventually armor, you name it. And apparently I did not connect to the actual game. Which is funny. So this might be an actual bug, and if it is, they'll probably figure it out and patch it pretty soon. If not, then it's something that's being blocked as far as my networking setup, which is a possibility as well, because the way I have to set up. Give this another try. Try to load it in a match. So if I survive and there's 18 other people and say 5 of them happen to get out, you know, survive, but the other 12 people, you know, plus myself, you know, being 18, assuming my math is right. I'm getting tired. It's 9:45. But assuming that, you know, all those other players had something on them, you basically can grab your choice of whether you killed them or not. If you survive, you get your pick, and right now you can pick everything up out of that bunch. Which right now, no other game right now that I know of does that. Out of extraction shooters, like Escape from Tarkov, or The Cycle, or I'm not sure. I don't think Hunt Showdown is, you know, considered that, but it is kind of, you know, different. And out of battle royales, that's certainly not the case either. So this is kind of unique to this game so far, and it's a cool idea. We'll see how it does. I think a lot of people enjoy it. It definitely would, once this game is done, if it's done right, in which it will be, you know, with all the people that are involved with this, it is going to have to be right, or else there's going to be some people who are going to be throwing a fit about it, and it will get right. It'll be good. But once this is a natural playable game for everybody, if you got 100 people that you're fighting at any given time, and 10, 15, 20 minutes goes by and you're the last person, and you've already gone through and you've already taken out 10 or 15 people on your own, and you've already gone through and opened up all sorts of crates and everything else, you've gotten pretty good stuff, but you know someone out there has already gotten something even better. Well, you can take all the good stuff at the end of the match. Everything. Or at least, you know, a handful of stuff. You know, I can't say out of 100 players, 100 players inventory on your screen is going to be a lot. So it's probably going to have to be like a certain level of, you know, type of thing. You know, if it's a pretty rare item, it's going to probably be listed. If it's a pretty common thing, it might only be listed once, because you're probably going to have 20 pistols. No one really needs 20 pistols. You might get 5 out of those if you want them. But there's gonna, you know, there's definitely room to kind of expand on this idea and make it great. So we'll see. With as many people that should be playing this, basically, from what I was told, if there's a 10-minute timer to kind of match up with people, and if there's 18 people ready to go, then you're looking at maybe less than 30 seconds of waiting, down to 15 seconds if everyone's, you know, ready to go. But being there's only 10,000 people that have access to this game, not everyone's downloaded it, not everyone's in the same time zone, not everyone's gonna want to play it tonight. I can understand why it may take a few minutes. And that's not a fault of the game so far. 10,000 people when you got like other games that have like a couple million people that play the game constantly worldwide. It timed out. There we go. Now I'm hopefully locked in. Here we go. Finally in a match. So this is the proving ground. Everything's all blocked off. You know, kind of built out, or at least in general. You hear some people shooting already. Probably at me here in a moment. Nothing in that one. There's some rubber banding there. So I found green floppy disk. But this is the proving ground. This is a very large area. Ouch. I don't really want to do that. But you can, like I said, that's close. I don't know where that's at. I think I want to know. I only got a pistol. Someone's shooting at me. Where are they at? There they are. There's no sound or chat or anything else right at the moment. So there's no communication between players. It's just more or less. And I died. So I lost everything. Now that person could go through, pick up my stuff, or if they don't pick up my stuff, and they're the last ones, or someone whoever's the last one, can get my floppy disk I just picked up. Boy, this is gonna be a fun game. Actually, I do think I would play this quite a bit. I tried playing Tarkov, and the tension on it just, I don't know, it just kills me. Being that this is going to be a survival extraction shooter and we don't have like hundreds of players yet, and it's brand new, I'm not really feeling the stress of, you know, I have to win to be able to survive, or, you know, that's not what this game is just yet. but it will be. And when there's more people, there's more valuable stuff, and there's more risk. That's when I'll start sweating. But I don't know. I just get really good feeling about this. Not when it does this. This is obviously a bug where it just doesn't match up, and there's probably some stuff on the back end that, you know, needs refining. I can tell you what, this is going to be a good game regardless, because of just how many people are involved in putting their time in to make it as best as it can be. This isn't even ready to go. It's got another 2 years before it's ready for people to actually, well, there'll be lots of people playing it even before then, but like 2 years is going to be like, here's the stamp of approval, here it is, let everybody in, let's go. I mean, it's going to be great when that happens. Out because there's so many people trying to actually play it. Now that the overall stream is done and people, you know, I forget what time it is over in West Coast, but I have a gun. I forgot to pick up a gun. Oh no! Oh, I'm so dumb. There's no melee. If I see someone, I just have to run. Like right there. Get out of here. Oh, good. Something I can shoot with. I know that person's going to be chasing me. So, some of these, like, doorways and stuff, if they're actual doorways, should be able to go through. Oh, whatever. I'll grab them. Ah! That was the other guy that was probably chasing me. See, that's part of the thing, that right now there's only 18 people, but like 100 people. You know, you get into this fight, and then all of a sudden someone else comes and just, you know, that's the way it goes. That is the way it's gonna go. And it's gonna be frustrating. It's gonna suck. But, you know, just like, I mean, right now, I don't have anything on me. I guess I already had a pistol in the stash. My inventory. I can go back in, but that's the way it's gonna go. You're gonna find people, you're gonna get in fights, and you're gonna end up, you know, winning out, or you're gonna lose. And if you do win out, then there's someone else that's already seen you guys, you know, running around. It's just like, you know, Battle Royale, or, you know, the extraction shooters like Tarkov, where, you know, people just gang up on you. There's 15 people in here. There's one already right nearby. I hear him running, which is great because shotgun. Damn it. What are you gonna do? He had the shotgun. He could blast me away a lot quicker. That's part of it too. The way this game is gonna be, if you got the better gun, guess who's gonna win? The person with the better gun. More than likely. So I'm running back down here to grab it. Seems like right now everyone's basically able to go through and see the pistol that's sitting there is not even the same model as what you actually pick up. That's how you know that this is a brand new, you know, mechanic that they, or brand new item that they just threw in. There's like a dozen guns now. Originally in the first snapshot there was only one, and that was the AR that you're holding here. They've had a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. And it's pretty amazing. You know what? I just want to play this, you know, if it's, you know, I want to get better at aiming, I want to get better at, right now, I can tell that the servers are probably not in the best of locations, for everybody, so everyone kind of is going to be jerky around and whatever else, or not connect. But this is not going to be the way it is at the end, you know, once everything is done. You know, and another, they say they want to do a snapshot every like 12 weeks, you know, every 3 months or so. And I think they'll just be just fine. They'll build on a lot of stuff, and, you know, you get a snapshot every, you know, 3 months, and that's basically one per quarter, right? So you got about six to 8 snapshots, and then they'll probably be ready to release it as a beta, which means that they can open it up to, instead of 10,000 people, there'll be, you know, after 3 or 4 of these other snapshots, they'll probably open up to 100,000 people, and then they'll open up to 500,000 people in the actual beta, and then it'll be open for everybody. It'll be free. This is a free to play game, so virtually everyone would be able to play for free. Variants right now have to pay like $50, or did have to pay $50 for their pass, and that was to help fund the development costs of the game. But it'll be free for everybody once it's opened up, and this is part of the experience that you get with the game, or building the game, and I'm pretty sure that they'll give whoever's gone through this whole process a pretty good thank you at the end. You know, whether it be in-game items, we already get variants, which are what my little icon is here. My picture that I have displayed is my variant. This is going to be in the game. This is going to be playable as my character that no one else gets access to. And this visor is unique. There's no others that are going to have that. That's like 10,000 of these that are all unique. And I mean that's a pretty cool I think in the first place, but I want to see if I can get out of here. I've yet to see where it's like nothing here. I want to kind of be as quiet as possible. Right now I don't think you can actually be quiet. Nothing in that one either. There's supposed to be some pretty cool items like comets, floppy disks. There's other stuff that no one's really been told about yet. As soon as I go up this, I'm probably gonna get shot in the face. It's pretty loud. I hear running. I don't know where they're at. What level they're on. Oh, that's bull. Oh well. See, I'm not very good at first-person shooters. I'm gonna end up dying a lot. That was me holding down the tab button. Sorry. There's a lot of people playing this game that are professional gamers. There are at least, out of the 10,000, probably a good 500 people that are professional gamers in some capacity. A lot of them are developers that are also been given access. There's a lot of people that don't play professionally that are playing, that are really good. They're, you know, spend their time playing games all the time, you know, whether or not it's, you know, a job or not. And, a gun, I don't have a gun. Why do I do this? There's gonna be a theme of, you know, I'm gonna have to run around, and I know there's one over here, but I don't really have anything. I'm just having to run. That thing was garbage. Not like I can aim. I need to adjust my mouse sensitivity pretty bad. And I think I was dropping frames. Holy crap, man. I'm nothing. There's some people out there that are getting a whole ton of shit because they're either able to find an extraction point, they're winning games. Then you got people like me that suck, you know. People like me are gonna have a hard time. That's the way it goes with a lot of these extraction style battle royales is if you don't find something that can, one, equalize the threat against you, you know, whether it be a better gun, if your skills sucks, which is half the reason why they have this, you know, have this in the first place, where you can, you know, practice your aim and whatnot, because right now of course this was originally given with the AR, so you had a little bit more as far as bullets than what this pistol has. Assuming that you just be able to hit things like first off. The other thing is that the pattern is kind of predictable, and which is the same every time. So if you run through it enough, you can get pretty good at snapping in the same location. But, there's a lot of people that are gonna get a whole lot of pistols and loot and whatnot. People that don't get good. That's just the nature of the game, though. Part of this is that it's going to be free to play, so my guess is you're never going to be out of at least a basic pistol or something. If you do, just like so far, you can run and find one. Can't see shit over there. I didn't even see you. damn. Oh, man. My OBS happened to turn red as far as my traffic, and YouTube started screaming about my poor stream status. So we'll see how it goes. It might be that my connection for some reason just went to crap. I should really go through and stop having it, having my network set up, do like a speed test every half an hour or something. Probably screwed me up. And YouTube's like, oh, your connection's crap. Which, honestly, is not great, but it's much better than what I used to have with DSL. Anyway, back in it again, maybe. Once again, nothing to... Need to find something to shoot with before I'm dead. This is better than nothing, I guess. Just gonna stay out. I ain't even gonna go up there. That's probably where everyone's at. Ooh, what's this? I wonder if these are going to be windows that you'll be able to shoot out. That's right up there. I do not want to be part of that. 8 people left. I just got hit from somewhere. Damn it! I have no idea where that's coming from. Stuttering sucks too. This is a place I can get out. Here maybe? It's behind me. I have no idea where the extraction points or anything are. I just kind of hide out. Maybe I'll end up being okay. people left. I don't even know how you get out of here still. That's the tower that's supposed to be. I guess there are a lot of people up here, or whoever's left. A minute and a half to get out of here. Oh, until the extraction begins. Okay. Just kind of hide out. There's 3 people. I know someone's seen me run up here. Or heard me run up here. Everyone else is probably planning on getting out too. They extract. I'm left. Roof. Boxes. Here by the extraction point. Don't know how many's left. That went away. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Classify this fight. Let's get out. Success! I survived. So apparently you have to wait until it counts down to be able to get out. Which actually is kind of cool. You know, lets people battle it out. Right now that timer's kind of, I don't know, it might be a little long. But, let's see. Add shotgun, a rifle, a pistol, these hand grips, floppy disk, another shotgun, another, all this stuff I'm gonna keep. And not take with me back in. I'll take the rifle. I think I'll be better off with the rifle than pistol. Let's go! Yeah. Go. No, I never did tweet out that I was going live streaming or anything. Pick up another one of those. I only have a timer at the moment. That's the thing about this game. Shit. Is that there are gonna be people above you, below you, beside you, behind you. And they're just gonna tear you up. I just lost both his rifles. Lost them both. I'm going back with the pistol. Hell with it. They'll just tear you up, man. If you're not careful and you're out in the open, there's a lot of people that have better aim than I do, and they'll just... I don't know how many shots it took. It was less than 10. Probably about 6 or 8. I don't know. I didn't count. Pop, 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 pop. Dead. All people. Well, little people. Just look at how many floors are to this building and everything else. This place is kind of huge for the way they blocked all this out and designed it. And I mean, this wasn't, you know, like thrown together in a week. There's like multiple buildings and everything else here. And it's like 20 floors worth of, you know, space. Do. I'm gonna get shot at from somewhere. I hear you, but I don't know which direction. I think you're above me, but I can't tell. And these might be boards or something that might be destructible elements sometime later, or who knows what. It's pretty cool and all. Really don't need to heal, I just want to see if it does anything. Activated, but... And this dark ass room. Some of this place is gonna be spooky. Once they get all the artwork in and whatever else, and it's gonna be really freaking spooky. That's mine! Ah! I'm sure that guy that I killed was just absolutely pissed. I guarantee you. They were probably just pissed off like, where am I getting shot from? I don't know what's going on. Then this guy over there is shooting at me. And all of a sudden I just run down and he's already low. Oh shit, man. This must be a rare shotgun. Since it's red. So I'm gonna hold on to it. It's really hard to tell because no description of anything really. Sound like someone's up here with me. What's I'm hearing from Core over there? That hurt. Why don't you two come through here? Dare you? Ah! I don't know. It just feel like I have like no weight, but at the same time have concrete shoes on. I think they still need to adjust the movement in this. I mean, you really can't tell how the movement is until you're actually playing in a combat situation. I think that was one of the things that they adjusted. They thought that, you know, yeah, this probably feels okay. No, I think they still need to make adjustments there. And I'm going to put that down. This needs to be adjusted. Unless, for some reason, you're really making a point of why it feels like I'm like on the moon. Oh, that's cool. Some of this stuff are like built in like Unreal items. Like these boxes, I'm pretty sure like generic, you know, boxes that thrown in the Unreal, but I'm not sure about this case. Some things I would imagine they probably built and added to the game, but how much I don't know. Let's see, maybe I can adjust my sensitivity a little bit. I haven't. I want to say like other games, I don't know, because I've switched mice a couple different times. I try to run about 800 DPI, but it seems like some games The actually that kind of feels okay. So I'm probably into a fight that I'm like all over the place. I think I was just off by whatever. The other thing is right now my frame rates are crap, so it's really jarring just making quick movements. There's two reasons for that. One, this is a Haswell 5th gen processor when the minimum requirement is actually a 7th gen Intel processor, which this is a 6 core, which there weren't really any 6 core processors then other than like a handful, and this is one of them. So this was already like one of the better processors at the time, which is why for the last 6 to how many years is it now? More than that. More than 5, definitely. They came out with that processor, I think, in 2015. I didn't buy this system until like at least a year and a half later. So basically, a 7-year-old processor. 6-year-old at least. I have a 2070 card, which is not bad. I have 32 gig of memory. Again, not bad, which is why I'm able to even play in the first place. But the frame rates are junk. This is on high graphics settings, not epic. It's on like a 3070 or 3080 or 30 whatever card. It could be better, but at least it's a 2070. I have a 970, the GTX 970, not RTX, the GTX 970 in the other PC. I built like just at the start of the pandemic. I mainly use it as a media center PC at the moment. That card, I that was in the system urgent. I ran that card for ages. When I upgraded my card, I held on to it, and so I was like, well, this would get me by for, sticking into, the living room and, do some basic games or, rent Discord or whatever. But that 970 card is pitiful. It really should not have been in that system. It really should have put like the 2070 that I had in there or something better. But it was a pandemic. So like all the cards were gone, out of stock, no one could buy shit. I bought the PC like parts and pieces at the time because I needed something to do, so I built a PC. Sue me. I didn't have a newer graphics card, so here soon, within the next, 6 months, by the time the next snapshot comes out, I'll have a different card. This one's good enough for now. I'll probably end up being lazy or probably end up putting it in the other, in the PC that's newer and playing in the living room, which is not the best location, but, for testing a game out and to, give feedback on it, it doesn't really matter. I'm in the living room or I'm sitting down at a desk, I can still get a good feeling of the game, even if it's not the best best setup. You know, even if I had to switch to a controller, which I hate doing because I suck at playing on any kind of controller. I suck at games in general, but if I had to play controller over mouse and keyboard, then forget it. Oh, my eyes are starting to burn because I'm old. Ah! I had the same thought I did, but I suck. Now, even though it's a basic game that's got like no textures whatsoever, I mean, it's still kind of a fun game overall. I mean, for what it is right now, there's still a challenge to it. You're still fighting somebody else. And being that this is multiplayer after like not even 6 months, really. The first 3 months of the company, they were just trying to hire people and get, you know, things moving. And they obviously had a good start, but the first snapshot versus this one here, there's a definitely a difference. You got nothing. Nothing. I know they can't hear me. I don't know why I feel like I need to hold down the down the dumb tab button. Yeah, I hurt myself jumping down those stairs. That seems dumb. And there's no healing in your hideout, so it's like I don't know, what do I do? Proving ground. Match found. Starting now. I'm not a voice-over or announcer or anything else. Already someone right near me. Come. See if I can bait them out. Oh, that's dumb. There's no way. Desync. Desync is a real big thing right now because obviously they don't have a netcode that's stable yet. Or, you know, servers that are stable yet. So it's like, yeah, there's gotta be desync everywhere. I wonder. You jump down like that. Whether or not it actually drops the backpack. Oh, that's cool. You can actually go back to like doing stuff. You don't have to sit there. 40 seconds, you know, down in the corner. I didn't see that before. That's cool. That's amazing. Now I'm starting a match. Ow. So everyone's kind of running through right now with like full VSM because obviously that's the way this game is going to end up being played for a lot of people. It's just run and gun and I have no idea where you are. Shit, this is a terrible gun for this. Jeez. Oh man. That's ridiculous. Oh shit. Let's see if this bug is still here. You ride this elevator up. At the very top, once it stops, very close to it, it'll launch you, but I didn't actually hit it the second time. You can actually like double jump. Like, it's pretty awkward. Maybe they fixed it. And obviously you can see how much you float. I must have fixed it. Alright, maybe I didn't time it right. Man, this thing's loud. I must have fixed it. That or my timing's crap. Yeet! I don't want to run all the way back just to pick up the pistol. Sorry. I started the match anyway, so that worked. Running to my death. Running like a crazy lunatic. Trying to pick up all the crap I'm never gonna use because I'm gonna lose it anyway. Ooh, big boy shotgun. Not even tell where the edge of the wall is there. Get wrecked. It's kind of nice that you can start to heal then turn around. Oh, computers. Wow. This must be one of the points that you might be able to end up like hacking or, you know, whatever. Up, down below, where are you guys at? Ouch. Where are you? Huh? How much longer do I have here? There's only 6 people left. Someone's nearby. There we go. Now I finally see the timer. It's probably what everyone else is doing is finally got down to the last minute or so. They're like, oh, I'm not going to run around anymore because, you know, I just want to get the hell out of here. It's my plan. I saw a place nearby here. Guess I saw all the way over there. This is it's a extraction point, but you can't use it because it assigns you ones just like Tarkov does. Interesting. So I got 2 minutes 30 seconds to get out or get my ass shot off. Trying to get out. It says server room, which is... I don't have a natural location where the hell I'm at. Comms relay. That's not it, obviously. I'm up top, on the roof. The roof. Unless I'm supposed to go over there in that building. Ah, I see now. Okay. One's right below me. I might run out of time at this point. Go down. Here we go. I learned something. Yay, go me. Probably should be getting to bed now. I am gonna have a busy day tomorrow. I have some stuff planned in the evening. So I don't know how tired I'm gonna be. Beep beep. So yeah. Just for good safekeeping. Throw all that in there before I quit. Not like it matters that much, but yeah. Anyway, this was DEADROP. And what it will be, and a lot more to it as they add on. And for what it is right now, it's still kind of fun because you still have the element of I'm just gonna you still have the element of You know, the person versus person, you know, combat. You know, the multiplayer first person shooter kind of tension there, right? Um, then you have the fact that you have to kind of wait um before you can extract. And that seems, I don't know if it's like purely on how many people are left, so you know, less than 10 or less than half are still around, then the timer starts, or the timer's always running from the time that your match starts, and then sorry, and then once it sits down to about 2 minutes, and then it shows up on your screen. I don't know. That's that's something I guess to find out. Um, I'm gonna have to watch other people play to kind of, or to play myself to kind of get that idea. The fact that I kind of realize now that there's all the extraction points, but they're not active until that timer runs down. And then it kind of does try to pick the ones closest to you, but obviously not all of them. Because there's the one on the roof there's the helicopter at Strat. Both of those were not accessible to me that last time. Um, so there's a random element to that. And then there's other people trying to get out too, so you might still run into somebody going to that roof or going to that helicopter or whatever. So there's definitely an element of, you know, randomness, chance, risk, and reward just based on, you know, where you are, knowing the map. And that's another thing, that no one knows the map right now. I sure as hell don't. Um, if there was like a large drawing that Midnight Society comes out with, as there's I am tired. Holy crap. Um, if they come out with a big map that shows the building names, you know, and the, you know, possible strats, that's gonna make it easier. And I'm sure the community is going to end up making something. That's the way community does for, like, you know, other games that are extraction based. I'm sure, I know there is for Tarkov for the cycle. I'm sure that there's probably maps or something that people can look up to kind of get familiar with how the layout is for the certain areas, you know, where you can extract from, or what the names of the places are. Um, you name it. Um, yeah, it's interesting. It's, I can see how they went through and said, we want this, we want that, we want this out of all the different genres, and it's obviously there in some form. Not the final form. Let's just get the basics down of what we're kind of looking towards, and then see what these 10,000 variants happen to think about it. At first, I was thinking that, you know, we as variants would get a chance to like vote and decide on a lot more in the beginning, but I'm kind of glad we don't. The At first I thought we were going to be able to maybe name the game or pick from a subset of the name, but playing the game and talking or listening to the developers, the people making this game, and made it clear, especially with the one Alex. He had basically said that everything kind of fell together, perfectly in a way. That they started talking about things and throwing names out for the game, what they wanted to do with it, and it sounded like Alex actually thought of the idea of the end of the game. How about like whatever's left on the map, you get the choice of it. Here's everything that everyone had on their person when they died, or didn't get out of the game in time. So here's your choice of everything. Here's your giant pile of treasure that everyone else had found, but they were not successful, unlike you being the last one. You were the supreme winner over the entire area, so you get everything that was ever touched, or a subset of it, being the dead drop. You dropped dead, and you dropped all the stuff that someone else got as a prize. I'm actually glad that they didn't really go through and let us name the game, because overall I don't think that would have been very, very good. I don't think that you could come up with a better name. So but the variants are definitely going to be voting and giving feedback, and I will be too. I'm gonna give it some more play, some more thought. Just with the first snapshot, I didn't put any thoughts to paper the first day. I had waited, and then actually I had went back, and luckily they were able to go through. I don't know how quickly they went through the results, but I was able to go through and change some of the things that I had said, or added to it, basically, because there wasn't a whole lot of change. I was just thinking of more things to add as far as my reasoning or logic behind whatever question that they basically had a survey, and they had the key things that they went over in the the meeting, the live stream today, about what all we had thought, whether or not the movement was too fast, the movement was too slow, what about jumping, what about this, what about that. And then they gave us some spots to actually fill in details about why we thought that way, or what we would want better, or whatever. So I think that was pretty cool. I'm gonna give it some thought, and we'll have to happen to see here. As I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my I have a larger or a zoomed in version of my variant. I am noticing right here by the left, or should I say right shoulder, you know, on the other side of where the shotgun is, because that's the shotgun that, I'm carrying. I'm noticing like weird, I don't know what that is, whether, something to do with the hair or a reflection or something. I didn't notice it before, but it looks like, a chunk of metal sticking out of my shoulder. I can't tell what it is. Like jagged and stuff, so I just kind of noticed it. All these variants are procedurally generated. So it would select a background, it would select a blazer, your hairdo, your shirt, your helmet type, your gun, or whatever you're holding, whether or not it's a grenade like mine's a flash grenade, or if it's another weapon, or if you have one on your back at all, and all this. And so I'm trying to place what part of that is on there. Obviously, there's I noticed this before, but my left shoulder there and part of the right shoulder, just at the tips of the hair, there's bits of blood or stains on the blazer or coat. They call it a coat, but it looks like a blazer of some sort, suit jacket. Which is cool, but the hair is, nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like part of the helmet, or it might be the hair itself. The way it is. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. My eyes are playing games on me. It kind of looks like the parts of the hair, like chunky, like 2 millimeters thick of like a layer of hair instead of like this flowy stuff on the one corner. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at other variants to see if that's a common thing or not. Not like it matters, because overall it looks great. I like it. I think it works perfectly for me because I have a silver kind of it's a shirt, but it's a turtleneck basically. The Arctic camo helmet and the silver hair. I mean, cool silver. Mine was an airdrop, so I know a lot of people when they got their variants, they basically whatever was the next number in line, and they're all random as far as what attributes are assigned to what number. Mine was like 3387 or something like that. Yeah, 3387. Mine was an airdrop, so I don't. I want to say everything was random as well, even for that, and it may have been, but there are a lot of people that they got theirs, and it was like, wow, that really fit well with you, with your design, like, and everything. So, you know what? I'm happy either way. But no, if it was fully random, and it was random when these were made, um, I couldn't be more happy. I wouldn't get rid of this variant at all. Anyway, I've ranted or talked enough. I played this game and explained it, and I think it's gonna be a really fun game once it's done. I don't know how many people are going to really like it. There are gonna be some people that absolutely hate it. And there's gonna be other people where they play it and they're like, yeah, it's okay. And they'll go back to playing Call of Duty and running in circles and dying every 30 seconds because that's mindless and numb, inducing to whatever they enjoy doing, you know. There is a satisfaction to some games where all you do is just run, shoot, and in 30 seconds you do it again. You do it again. You run, you shoot. Sometimes you win out and you shoot somebody else before you die. Then, 10 seconds later, you're running and shooting again. You do it over and over and over for 2-3 hours, whatever amount of time that you can waste in your evening or the weekend or whatever. And there's other games where it's a bit slower pace and there's a lot more stress and there's a lot more risk and a lot more reward for surviving. And then there's other games that are more tactical, where your team overall still has a place whether or not you win or lose. But if it's like Counter-Strike and you're on one of the casual servers where there's 30 people on one server or whatever, or 16 people on one server, and you're all running to the other side of the map, and you're whoever dies first, is the winner. It's fun, and it can be. So anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. I've enjoyed playing. I'll play it more. I might stream some more. And if anyone happens to stop by and say hey and enjoy my randomness when I'm playing, then that's cool. So, this was DEADROP, game from Midnight Society, which has a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds and studios and made some really amazing games that's been in the industry for a long time. 402 Robert, he's the studio head. He's been doing games for the last 15 years at least. I don't know all of his background, but he's done stuff for Call of Duty. I think even as far back as doing some stuff for Halo. There's other people that have done stuff for Halo even recently that have jumped over to the Midnight Society, and there's a lot of good people, a lot of people that happen to know what they're doing, and I think just based on what they've done and their overall goals, and they push dates back because they don't want to overwork everyone, and I'm glad that's the case. Um, I think they are a good group of people, and I think I would say if they're working at this pace as well as and getting things done, that at least on the surface, if you have a company like that, and a company that enjoys what they're doing and really have good personalities and just have the drive and passion to get things done. Um, I don't think there's a lot of infighting or or animosity or whatever you might want to call it. Um, within the staff, there's no reason to think that, but no group of people that I know of that I've ever worked with. Sure, there's strong personalities that drive things and get things done, but in ways that's good, in ways that some people might not take that well. And in those situations where the people that don't take that very well, they don't do their performance, suffers. They don't contribute nearly as well. No one does when they're not happy, when they're whatever. So the fact that they're from the very start of the company and hired on the leadership that they have, um, and then their senior positions, their directors, and their senior engineers, whether it be gameplay or art or their creative focus or any of it. Um, they have a good foundation from the very start with the leadership that they have, and they've handpicked out of people that have applied. And there's more people applying now probably than what there was in December they were like, hey, if you want to come be part of this amazing thing, come do it. And they probably found a lot of great people and that took the chance based on who's already was signed up, who was part of that leadership going, I worked with you, I want to work with you again, and let's get this done. There's other people that probably were like, I've never worked with this person, but I know what they've done in this industry, in this gaming development, and signed up. Said, I want to be a part of this. I would say that no one has signed up to be part of Midnight Society without feeling they want to be part of something amazing and have an experience with a brand new gaming company that they've never had before. I guarantee you that there has every single person that's ever applied Midnight Society wants that drive and passion to be the best. And I guarantee you that they've hired the best, and the best people that work together as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten done what they've had. And I think it's great. I think that this is going to be a very successful game studio, a very successful game. Um, it's different in ways, and that's great. I don't see a thing wrong with the direction that they're going with this game so far. It's got some fresh ideas, and it's gonna have some more. So I can't wait to really dig in and be able to play them. And maybe I'll share more with more people that aren't part of the variant founders pass right now. They had said that they're eventually going to add more. Where that's going to be, I don't know. That might be another year down the road. But this game is going to at least take a year, 2 years minimum to really get the nice polish on it, and all the different things that they want to add to it before they start, saying it's finished. And even when it is finished, there's going to be more stuff to add on. There's going to be more. Game development never stops anymore because it's always another expansion pack, or it's another season now, as people are doing. It's another battle pass, that there's all these new skins, there's all these new items, there's all these new whatever that you can play to get and in a way that keeps people coming back, and it's enjoyable, especially if you like the game and you're going to be playing it anyways, so you might as well work to get that really cool looking thing that was just made. It keeps things kind of keeps things from getting too stale. But development doesn't stop even when the game's like 100%. We got all these things down that we want to do. That looks great. It feels great. It plays okay. Millions of people are playing it. So you make up a brand new map. You change things. There's a different game mode. There's this or that or the other. I mean, it doesn't stop until either one, your player base dwindles because there's other games that are doing better. Two, the ideas dry up, and then by that point, other games are taking over, and or three, the company that's running the game just decides they want to do something else. And as much as it sucks for the people playing the games, it's perfectly okay too. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. But Midnight Society's not going anywhere. It's gonna, and by that I mean it's sticking around for a long time. A long time. DEADROP is just one of their games. I guarantee you that they're gonna have some more ideas, and they're gonna become a big force against some of the other game developers and publishers out there that some of the games out there that popped up out of nowhere 7 years ago. H1Z1, you got PUBG, you got Daisy, you had Apex that showed up. You know, some of these companies have been around for a long time. Like Respawn, they've been around for a long time that made Apex. Um, then you got PUBG that was basically built from a group that I sure as hell didn't even know up until the game came out. You know, just like some of the what Quinn and Robert has said before. You know, a lot of game companies they invest their time and money, and they have people that build these games. You never hear a thing about them until one day they show up and they go, "Here's my game, let's play," and people buy it and people play, and a lot of times they do really well. A lot of times there are some games that absolutely suck when they come out, like No Man's Sky. That was a big example of we having a grand idea of a game come out, people play it, and people hated it. I never played it, so I don't know, but there are some people that hated it. There's other people that were like, you know what, it's not that bad. I'll play it. I enjoy it. And then it gets better. And I'm sure some of those people that originally liked it went, well, they just ruined the game. Majority of the people didn't like the game. Now it's like one of the top games out there because they finally went around, took the time to fit some of the complaints. It's one of the better gaming. I hate to say it, but comeback stories. You know, they've restored their faith in the people that were buying the game that said that they would never play again, or didn't didn't think that they got their money was worth. Um, then I think it's free to play now. A lot of games have gone free to play, and they're good games. And there's good games that play well, and then when they finally go free to play, then all of a sudden it goes to shit. Um, and there's multiple reasons for that. But personally, I don't really care for too many free to play games because just the way they're built. The way they're designed to be self sustaining is usually not very conducive to fun gameplay. Usually it's very grindy. Usually you have to play forever and ever and ever to get something nice in the game that feels rewarding. Um, they want to hook you into the game, and I think good gameplay will hook you into the game. That's why that there's a number of games out there that have lasted as long as they have because the games that even though they're frustrating to play sometimes, even though that there might be a lot of toxic people that play the games. I'm thinking of League of Legends or um a number of other games, I guess. Um and Call of Duty can be toxic as well. And had been at times. Um but people still enjoy it. They still play it. And like Warzone, it was free to play and people play the shit out of that. There's nothing wrong with playing a game that you love, and if you happen to make a game that is really enjoyable, then you'll have people that play. You'll have people that spend money on it. You don't have to worry about it. So a lot of these and it's mostly in like games for cell phone, for your mobile phones. You know, it's all these games that they just take up all your time just to play and get something out of it. And oftentimes it requires you to spend $2 or $5 or something for, coins or diamonds or whatever the points that you can spend to upgrade or get what you want. And that is nickel and dime people into buying stuff, because otherwise they'll be spending 30 hours to get the same thing that they could have spent like the $4.95, you know. So, but it's the mobile games and the stuff like that, the microtransactions and stuff. That's what makes free to play look bad. And there's nothing wrong with free to play, as long as the game's something enjoyable that you like doing and playing and spending time in. And if you happen to buy something like a skin or an item or something else, then it should be a reasonable cost, for one, and two, something that you can do something with later on, whether it be trade it for something else or give it to somebody else, like I think Midnight Society is actually doing with their setup. Just like with the founders passes, if there are some people that got a founders pass and they sold it, to somebody else, and you know what, if that's somebody else is wanting to be part of the process and part of the development and want to make this game great, then that's amazing. I think that with that focus, with the free to play with Midnight Society is going to be enjoyable. It's not going to be a problem at all. You're going to get a great experience. You're probably going to want to spend money on the game because you want to, well, I don't think anyone really thinks about giving back to the game. I sometimes do. Like, if I spend money on a game, it's usually because I'm already playing the game so much that I I don't mind that I'm giving them money to make the game continue to be able to be around. You know? So it's not an issue in those cases. It's the cases where it becomes becomes not so kind to the people playing the game. Anyway, I've gone on for another like half an hour just monologuing about stuff, and yeah. Um yeah, I'll try to play some more on stream, off stream. I need to anyway to get some better ideas on what I want to give as far as feedback. I need to go through and take a look at the debrief, which is their survey that they give to all of us variants. Let's see what they're asking. And now get the gears turning as far as what I want to tell them. Because sometimes you have to lead a little bit. And I'm like that sometimes, where I don't know what exactly you're looking for as far as feedback. I can tell you some things that's obvious right away, but if you're unsure and you're wanting direction, then I'll give you what you're looking for and then some, because then it'll get me thinking about, okay, well, you asked about movement and jumping and whatnot, but now that I've played it in the game against somebody else, does my opinion change, or is it the same, or do I need something different? So anyway, I have much more to do with that when I do have time. But they're coming out with these snapshots like every 12 weeks, so I have some time. There's plenty of time for me to go through and get my opinion together and put it down on paper. Well, put it into the founders portal that they have in the debrief. If you're happen to go through and rewatch this, hopefully you didn't get too bored. I appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll stick around, and I'll catch you on the next stream. Have a good evening. Good night.